Welcome back to A Course in Miracles, the workbook for students. We are on lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this.
Mm,
Okay. The idea for today begins to describe the conditions that prevail in the other way of seeing. Peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. We were just talking about that. It must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outwards. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises.
mm. 3 longer practice periods are required for today's exercises. One in the morning and one in the evening are advised, with an additional one to be undertaken at any time in between that seems most conducive to readiness. All applications should be done with your eyes closed. It is your inner world to which the applications of today's idea should be made.
3, some 5 minutes of mind searching are required for each of the longer practice periods. Search your mind for fear thoughts, anxiety provoking situations, offending personalities or events, or anything else about which you are harboring unloving thoughts. Note them all casually, repeating the idea for today slowly as you watch them arise in your mind, and let each one go to be replaced by the next.
Mm. If you begin to experience difficulty in thinking of specific subjects, continue to repeat the idea to yourself in an unhurried manner without applying it to anything in particular. Be sure, however, not to make any specific exclusions.
The shorter applications are to be frequent and made whenever you feel your peace of mind is threatened in any way. The purpose is to protect yourself from temptation throughout the day. If a specific form of temptation arises in your awareness, the exercises should take this form. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it.
If the inroads on your peace of mind take the form of more generalized adverse emotions, such as depression, anxiety, or worry, use the idea in its original form. If you find you need more than one application of today's idea to help you change your mind in any specific context, try to take several minutes and devote them to repeating the idea until you feel some sense of relief. It will help you if you tell yourself specifically, I can replace my feelings of depression, anxiety, or worry, or my thoughts about the situation, personality, or event with peace. Oh, that's this feels like a big turnaround.
Right?
Yeah.
Every lesson feels like a big turnaround, like a big aha. Okay, we're on this, and you can see or feel all the previous lessons
Yes.
like
Building on them. Yeah.
building. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first one was so interesting. The idea for, which is what we were just talking about for the last 30 minutes. The idea for today begins to describe the conditions that prevail in other ways of seeing. So we're just in the practice of another way of seeing. I was going to say, I was going to give it an adjective like good or bad or whatever. We're just going to learn how to see in a different way. That's all we're
Yes.
doing.
And it has
And it's
nothing to
all,
do with the outer world. It's
yeah,
we're,
peace
we're
of
just
mind is
moving.
clearly an internal matter.
Right. Right. Because where the anxiety seems to be coming from is from out there.
Yes,
Something out there is causing it.
yes,
And the world doesn't really have a cause. So where's the cause? The true cause is within. So it's like, oh, true cause is peace. Okay. And then we just join with the true cause,
right.
which is peace.
It must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outwards. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises.
That's the match that I've
Yes,
always we look for it, right? We look for a match from our
yes,
inner to our outer. And that's why control seems to always come up, trying to control the world, because we don't we're feeling so much anxiety. We think we have to change things out there. We have to change the situation in order to change our anxiety. But
Hmm.
if we just turn inward first through our thoughts and say, I could see peace instead of this, then this is the cause within us.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
switches, it just switches everything around. And then we're like, oh, so we're not the victim of the world we see. Oh, I get it now.
Which is 2 lessons ago or 3 lessons ago.
Oh,
I am
yeah,
not a victim of the world I see.
right. I can see peace instead of being victimized or seeing other people being victimized.
Yeah.
We I can go in and say, oh, I can see peace instead and allow the world just to unfold as it's going to anyway.
Yeah.
But we can create a peaceful inner world, which will help create a peaceful outer world. Yeah. In spite of all the circumstances,
Yeah.
you know, the
Well, and
supposed,
I feel that way already now. I know it's been a process and a lot of things that I've gone through to get to this point. But I certainly, feel like I have to fix some things sometimes or have other thoughts. But I know the peace. I know the peace that we're striving for, and I feel it more often than I feel anything else.
yes, that means the mind is healing.
Yeah.
That's confirmation, which is another relief. Like, oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Because where you once felt maybe like offended, in the past, you don't feel offended any much anymore, or it's very slight, or maybe it's less, right? So there's
Mhm.
a confirmation. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you can see the healing is happening, and that
Yes.
feels good.
Yes.
Like a little victory in the mind. Yay! That's how I
Well,
feel true
which,
success is when things that used to bother me don't bother me much anymore. That's true victory, true success.
yes, the respond versus react. If you have, if
Yeah.
again, we're launching into duality here. If you do one, then you haven't done the other. But I recognize and I notice that my reaction to things is I don't react in the same ways that I used to.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, I know for me,
It's
I
because we're
feel
doing this, we're doing the work, right? The inner work, they call it.
yes,
And that's changing our mind about what we think we see and bringing the cause back into our mind and our hearts that we can see peace instead of this story. And it's a story.
yes,
Anything that we look out there has a story
yeah,
of poverty, story of guilt, and desperation and sickness and problems. And it's like, oh, okay, like you can get all wrapped up and make that real, or you can go within and say, I can see peace instead of this, because the outer is just an effect,
right,
not the cause. So
yeah,
I want to heal it within the mind. I
yeah.
don't see, the extremes of wealth and poverty. Like that is a concept in the mind that's created it, make it real. And then
Hmm.
therefore we see it out on the screen.
It's funny when you said that. We have visions of people in African countries. Well, I had a vision of people in African countries that are in poverty, what we would in the Western world would deem poverty, but they're happy with what they have. We
Yeah.
assume they're unhappy because they don't have their $1 million house and all their stuff in their cupboards and whatever. We assume that they're not happy. And to me, they always look happy until we start meddling in there. And,
Yeah.
I'm,
I
I'm
know, actually, I know somebody. I text with him every day. He's in Kenya. He's not happy.
okay.
right? But it's a belief that I'm holding, right? That it's finally coming to fruition to heal that within my mind. And as I
Yeah.
heal it with my mind, I share with him who we really are. And that's we're healing it for both of us.
Yeah.
The concept of, all these scary, fearful concepts. And if only he had money, then he'd be happy. And so I'm undoing that belief system within my mind with him.
Yeah.
It's like, and he's open to it. He's open to the healing. I'm like, wow, like this is incredible. Like I will not
Beautiful.
join him in his fear. I will not join him in his desperate plea for money because it's not, it's not the true healing. It's not the true answer. To believe in poverty is, or believe in actually being wealthy, even. That's all you want is to be wealthy. Even the wealthy want to be wealthy. Like they think they're going to lose their wealth. So they become greedy and hoarding it all and controlling the whole world because of it. They
Hmm.
become the rulers of the world. They want to hoard all the money.
Hmm.
They have their mind is poor
Right?
because they believe in poverty.
Yeah.
But either extreme is being bound to a belief that isn't real. And
Right.
we need to remember that the mind needs healing really bad,
Yeah.
more than ever right now,
Yeah.
to
I know for
release
me,
these.
even though I always paid my rent, I always felt like I never had enough. Well, with the healing comes a belief that I have everything I need.
Yes. Yes,
So,
that not enough. Yes, and this is what this friend of mine is showing to me. He doesn't have enough. And it would bring lots of guilt up. So now I feel like I have to fix the world so that to believe that they have enough, but it's not going to be with money. It's because money is transient. It's you have it, then you don't.
yeah.
So your peace isn't going to be stable. You build your church upon the rock, so to speak. You build your faith on a
Yes.
rock, which
Yes.
is stable. My
Yes.
peace cannot be it's unshakable, and it's not going to just fly away in the wind,
Yes.
you know.
I could see peace instead of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're building a strong foundation within our own being that was created by God, and we're building it with God and not with the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. So that's all we need to do
Yeah.
is find our peace of mind,
Yeah.
to remember our peace of mind.
And
Search your
here's
mind for fear thoughts, anxiety provoking situation, offending personalities, which you are harboring unloving thought. Note them all casually, repeating the idea for today as you slowly watch them arise in your mind and let each one go to be replaced by the next.
Mhm. Oh,
A
during
nice
COVID, I
way
was
to,
attacked a lot.
yeah,
Attacked by and the accusations were, you think you're so special. Like it was a real dig. It's
yeah,
like an attack. Like, who made
yeah,
you so special that you don't have to wear a mask? Who made you so special that you can, visit your loved ones without a mask? Like, and it was like, whoa. But these are all ideas in the mind that are projected
hmm,
on the world. So now to heal that, I can see peace instead of this, that all those attack thoughts were attacking my invulnerability. That's another lesson. And
yeah.
attacking my peace.
I think I just had that same revelation because everything I shared about that, about information I read at that time, was met with rejection.
Hmm.
None of it's true, anyways. But we have these ideas that we've anchored in our position,
Hmm.
and that means everyone else is wrong that
Mhm.
doesn't believe in that conviction. And that's not that important, you know, that's not that important to anchor in our knowing because it's fleeting
Yeah.
and it's irrelevant.
And so what was COVID for? For me, I understand it as it's to forgive the belief that we're separate. It's to forgive that belief because we've been holding on to it for eons, it feels like, this belief in separation. And
Hmm.
we have to, they're
I
wrong,
know I
we're
didn't
right.
even know about it. My whole spiritual path has been in the last, I mean, there's been indicators in my life, you
Mhm,
know, through certain events that I was like, this doesn't make sense. But you're back in the world and not in the spiritual sense.
mhm.
Again, judging that as well. But this is
Yeah,
what it did for me was it encouraged me to go inside to heal a lot of wounds, to see what I see differently.
yeah,
And I see everything completely different than I would have 5 years ago. Completely different.
yeah.
There's nothing to anchor in.
Yeah, when you anchor in something, we're actually not wanting love in that moment. We want to be
Hmm.
right
That's right. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
and happy and loving, and it brings union with our brothers and sisters. We want to feel that sense of union,
Yeah,
of togetherness and celebration of love. Like that's what we
yeah,
really want.
that's right.
But
And
this
but we
position is kind of creating like a storm within our mind and a storm within the whole everywhere around us, wherever we go.
Mhm. Yeah, COVID on the outside made me look inside. And
Okay.
I think there's a lot of people that have gone through this
Hmm.
where it's like, what? What's going on? And I have to do what? And this is my perception, you know, so I'm grateful for it.
Hmm. Me too.
I didn't really, yeah, I love my journey. I love my journey to this point. It's all required and necessary to get me to this point so that I can see um, the healing, so I know my peace because
Yes.
we're all peace. And yet everything that's reflected out there that's not peace is work for me to do on me because it's all my perception.
Well
And
said.
that's not
Yeah.
it's not a big responsibility, right? It can, if you listen to your mind, it's like, oh, that's a lot of work. You got 8 billion people to fix. But no, it's just a matter of being the love you want to see in others. And then you see it, you manifest that. And I'm not even in the job of manifesting. I don't need to manifest anything
No,
because
no, no,
none
no.
of
The
it exists
manifest.
out there.
I'm going to manifest this and this and this. And like with my high vibration, it's like, what? Like that's another trick. That's another trap in a way too, to
It
make you
is.
feel like you're better than the ones that have a low vibration. Now we've got to
Right.
create another separation.
Yeah. It's just another thing to separate us. You're right.
And what do we want? We want we want to feel the love and the peace within us, and we want to have loving and peaceful relationships.
Yes.
I mean, that's what makes life meaningful.
Yeah.
It's not about who's right and who's wrong. That's not meaningful anymore.
Yeah.
Like people still believe that's meaningful, being right, but it's
Yeah.
that's okay because it's healing within my mind. It's going to heal in the world because I trust God's plan for
Yeah.
salvation. It's
Yeah.
already in the works, so to speak. I'm just doing
Yeah.
my part.
Yeah.
We're not God. We're not God. Like we're a creation of God, but God's. I always say God's got this. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
as long as I do my part, everything's going to turn out perfect. Not in
Right.
a perfectionistic way, because I'm not God. I don't have to control anything. God's
Yeah.
got all the control and figures it all out.
Well, in a way, we are God. We are
Yes.
fractals of God. We just have an egoic, we have this external structure which has wonky thinking.
But it thinks it's God. It's trying to control its world so that
Yeah,
it believes
exactly.
it's ruling over its own world. But that is a world of separation.
Yeah.
And everywhere you see people trying to rule their world, to control their world. And it's just a reflection of the separated mind,
Yeah.
which isn't real. And then we
Which isn't
return
real.
back to peace and wholeness, and we see it never happened. Like it's not happening already, but we're unwinding the mind from that belief
Yes, we are.
slowly, slowly and steadily.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see peace instead of this. And so I do. I see a lot more peaceful. I see a peaceful world. That may not be what it looks like to other people out there, but I just experience and feel the love and the peace, and that's all there is. That's all there is.
There's only there's only whole peace. It's whole. It includes everything. There's no
Yeah.
when there's no separation, there
Yeah.
isn't any others that have separate private worlds anymore because it's all just one dream. It's just one.
Yeah. So fascinating. So fascinating. So I could see peace, but we still have thoughts and we still
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
separation thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. And this is just to redirect back to the peace that is,
That is.
that is.
And when we get off track, we're just joining with what is not,
Yeah. I
which
feel that. It doesn't feel good. So when you're not feeling, and that's not our job, whatever, it's sort of convoluted there. Our job is to not feel good, but to feel peace. Feel
yeah,
good, but you have to feel
the
bad.
pleasures can come and they can go.
Yeah.
You know, the pain can come and it can go. It's okay. We don't
Yeah.
mind anymore.
Yeah.
Like we're not being led around by our senses. Oh, I have to feel good all the time. No.
Yeah.
The feelings can come and go. They can look like any feeling can come and go. It's all the same.
Yeah.
You just stay in the constant peace. And then any feeling can have its time and then it can be released. When it's
Yeah.
ready to go, it goes.
Yeah. We notice, we feel it, we let it go without judgment.
Yeah. Without
That's the true
judging it's
healing.
real, then it goes on its own, actually. We don't
Yeah.
let anything go. That feels
There's
like
nothing
another
to
way of
let go.
controlling. It's like a control thing. It's like, oh, I gotta let this go. No, you just have to see it as not real.
Yeah.
And then it goes on its own. It
Yeah.
has the plan is all perfect and it's all flowing and it non-interference actually helps heal everything.
Hmm. So it's back to just the noticing and the feeling.
Right. You can let go of the interfering. You can do that.
Yeah. Thanks
Okay,
for
I'm
the
going to stop
clarification on
interfering.
that.
Stop interfering.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's
It's
like we
good.
muck around in the pig pen, muck around and trying to fix the pigs. Well, I gotta try
Right?
the pigs. No, they like it here. Like,
Yeah.
don't interfere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's such a great experience. You know, and I've had experiences where I've released an emotion attached to a thought, and then I can't even remember what the thought was.
Hmm.
So that, you know, and because it's in a recording on another Zoom, I have proof that I have, but if you were to ask me what I've healed, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I don't know. Because it never existed in the first place. I made it with meaning, and
Hmm.
then I healed it. I felt it, and then it just disappeared. I
Yeah.
made the I
Yeah.
made the real
It,
unreal.
it's like they're getting
I
just
didn't do
plucked out.
anything actually.
Yeah, the mind just like it's like our peace. The peace actually plucks everything out that isn't peace
Yeah,
on its own, and it
yeah,
just it removes everything from the mind. So now it's an empty mind. It's a clear mind, and so choosing love, then love can come in, and peace
hmm,
can come in to an empty mind. It can't come into a mind filled with everything else.
right. With all of these emotions, depression, anxiety, worry. it can't come in with that.
Making it
So,
real. If you make it real, then it won't, peace can't come in because you've made
right.
something else real in its place. But if you
Yes.
see, oh, this isn't the reality of who I am,
Yeah.
then it can be free to go, and then love can come in.
Yeah.
It's got space.
Right. Right.
Yeah, empty our
I
cups
love
so
this.
that we can fill our cups with love. Because a full cup of anxiety doesn't, yeah, you're walking around with a full cup of anxiety. Where can love fit in that? Like it doesn't have room.
That's so true. So true.
I,
Yes. I
I,
could see peace instead of this.
so we take
And
the
and
cup
it's
and we just dump it
right.
out and empty it out. There's a movie that comes to mind that actually reflects that very idea. It's
Yeah.
called um, The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yeah, with Jim Carrey. It's a really fun movie.
The eternal what?
Eternal, the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind.
Lots of fun things to watch these
All
days.
these memories are getting plucked out of the, they're getting removed from the mind.
Yeah.
So quite funny. It's a comedy.
In the way Jim Carrey could do it.
Yeah, and it's actually a love story too. Yeah,
Oh, fun.
it is
I look
fun.
forward to that.
I
I'll have
don't
to
know
go
where
find that.
it's, yeah, I don't know what platform it's on, but it's a good one to watch where all the things that we hold in our mind keep running us. Like it's like a machine. And
Yeah.
when they're removed out of the brain, so to speak, get plucked out, then it becomes empty. And so there's nothing driving that machine anymore.
I like that analogy a lot. I feel like I'm almost, I know there's lots there, but at the same time, there's also nothing there.
Yay! Yay!
And I don't mean that I'm an airhead, because
Who cares?
it just, we were talking about your dad had an experience with a car. He didn't want a new car because he didn't want to be showy. And I was quite proud of my car, and I was told that I should get rid of it. And so and I'm passionate about what the story was around that.
Right.
So,
So it was spirit speaking those words. Get rid of it. What was the message getting rid, not rid of the car, but rid of that belief
right.
in pride, in trying to be better than, or like that it's an idea that we hold,
Yeah.
that we want to be, we want to have a better life than
Yeah.
someone else, or we want to have an easier life, we want to have a more comfortable life, we want to have a life where we deserve everything we want. Like it's kind of an entitlement kind of idea. I don't know if it is or
Yeah.
not, but that's what we want to get rid of, not the car.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that actually divides us in this world from everyone else, like make it look like we're different.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's not about the perceptions, it's about what we believe is true that we project to make real.
Right. So yeah, interesting. I don't have to do anything, but I'm gonna look at that. I could see peace instead of that,
Yeah, just yeah, and then you can go drive your car in peace,
right?
right?
Oh, I
Yeah.
bought another sports car after that that I just absolutely loved. But anyways,
Aw.
got rid of that too.
Mm. And it's a fun idea.
It's a fun idea. It's a fun idea to get another one.
Mhm.
That would be really fun to have another one.
Yeah, and it's a happy dream. Why not?
Why not, right?
Mhm.
Why not? Well, I think I'll end the recording here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.